We are on the air now with some weird news from St. Louis. It was just perfectly sunny about 5 minutes ago and now it's cloudy with clouds being very dark. I don't know if there could be a storm coming or what, but I would remain calm at this time. If at any chance a thunderstorm or tornado form, I would advise everyone to seek an underground or interior structure and stay as far away from windows, doors, and outside walls. But we don't know if there is a sign of a tornado forming, but even if it does, it would probably take a few hours for it to make landfall in downtown St. Louis. St. Louis has been a dangerous city for many years, but I don't think I have seen clouds this dark in the Midwestern United States. Well, this is Dave.
The National Weather Service in St. Louis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Louis County until 11:46 a.m. At 11:23 a.m., an extremely powerful thunderstorm was located southwest of downtown St. Louis, forming northwest at 25 miles per hour. This is a particularly powerful storm. Take cover now. This dangerous storm will be in St. Louis and surrounding areas by 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Chesterfield at around 11:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time, University City at around 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Florissant at around 12:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Maryland Heights at around 12:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Clayton at around 12:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Kirkwood at about 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Wow, this looks terrible. This situation is escalating at a really fast rate. I would now advise anyone to seek an underground shelter if the storm gets any worse. According to the National Weather Service office in St. Louis, there is a 50% chance that a tornado will strike the city of St. Louis and surrounding areas. If you don't have an underground shelter, seek shelter in the lowest level of your house and or in an interior room such as a closet, and always stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. This storm could be very powerful and dangerous. This is David signing off.
The National Weather Service in St. Louis has issued a tornado warning for St. Louis County until 1:27 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 12:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado northwest of downtown St. Louis, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour along with this tornado. Increasing wind unusually fast with wind speeds of 135 miles per hour. Impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. This is a particularly dangerous storm. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room in your home. Stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. This dangerous storm will be in St. Louis and surrounding areas and other cities neighboring St. Louis around 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Repeating, a tornado warning is in effect for St. Louis and surrounding areas.
Continuing this news in St. Louis about a fast tornado that is trending all over Twitter, Instagram and the news, we take a look at how bad this tornado really is, as it is increasing wind speeds at a dramatically fast rate. So we are advising all residents of St. Louis City, surrounding areas, and St. Louis County to seek shelter in a basement or in an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If by any chance this tornado gets worse, or if it causes ground scouring, We will evacuate the entire county and either shelter them in Illinois or western Missouri. Kansas City has been declared a shelter city just in case it gets any worse, as this tornado is currently at EF4 winds at 182 miles per hour.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Missouri Emergency Management Agency. A large and extremely dangerous tornado has touched down in St. Louis, moving west at 50 miles per hour. The St. Louis Police Department, along with the public, are reporting very unusual activity with this huge tornado, such as wind speeds up to 213 miles per hour, along with this tornado being a 1.5-mile wedge. Law officials, along with the National Weather Service, are currently looking into this tornado. As a precaution, anybody living in St. Louis County are strongly advised to seek an underground shelter immediately. This tornado could still get stronger. Evacuating is not advised, as you may be putting your life in extreme danger. Tune into any radio station as we give further updates on this dangerous situation.
As this storm progressively gets worse, and continues to get worse as time goes on, as this tornado has wind speeds of 247 miles per hour, I have just gotten word that this tornado and severe weather will likely be in St. Louis County for the rest of the day. The people are strongly advised to stay in your underground shelter.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Missouri Department of Emergency Management. Reports are speculating that the tornado in St. Louis County has reached wind speeds of an excess of 297 miles per hour, and has gotten larger at 2.7 miles wide in length, which makes it the largest tornado ever recorded. Massive damage, injuries, and fatalities have been reported in St. Louis County, with most injuries and fatalities coming from St. Louis City and surrounding areas. The National Weather Service office in St. Louis has put St. Louis County into extreme tornado instruction. The situation is spiraling out of control, and keeps getting worse. Those in St. Louis County have been given the option of evacuation, but is not mandatory. Anyone who chooses not to evacuate are strongly advised to seek an underground shelter, as this tornado is unlike anything ever seen, and is showing no signs of weakening at all. Tune into any radio stations as we give further updates on this dangerous and life-threatening situation.
This is an ABC News special report.
Welcome to ABC News. We have news coming from St. Louis, Missouri. Apparently, a very huge and unprecedented tornado is on the ground outside of St. Louis. This tornado is at a jaw-dropping record-breaking 356 miles per hour, along with this large tornado being 3.2 miles in length, being the largest and strongest tornado to ever be recorded in history. We will remain on the air the entire day to give further updates about this horrible storm striking St. Louis County. Live in St. Louis is my correspondent Joey. Joey, what is currently going on in St. Louis?
Well, this is horrifying. This is one of the worst things I have ever seen in my 23 years of being a news correspondent. As you can see, this gargantuan of a tornado striking and obliterating the city of St. Louis. After this storm, crews need to prepare for an unbelievable amount of injuries, or deaths. The entire city of St. Louis has a large chance of being absolutely destroyed. I don't think this city is safe anymore. Oh my god, is it me or is the tornado heading directly towards me? Holy crap, this thing is massive. Come on cameraman, get to the car immediately.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. A mandatory evacuation has been issued for areas within the state of Missouri and western Illinois. At 7:01 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the deadly tornado that has touched down in St. Louis has worsened very fast. Wind speeds have increased to an incredible 413 miles per hour, traveling south at 95 miles per hour, and has gotten larger at 4.2 miles. It has been confirmed that any shelter, even underground shelters, are no longer safe for protection against this storm. I repeat, no shelter is safe against this storm. Evacuation is now mandatory. Gather the necessary supplies such as food, water, medical supplies, a flashlight, blankets, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio to last you for the duration of this emergency. Do not take any personal belongings, as there is very little time to do so. If you stay in Missouri or western Illinois, you will stand no chance of surviving. Do not hesitate. Evacuate north, west, or east, away from this monster of a tornado. Tune into any radio stations for information on this catastrophic situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At 1:08 a.m. Central Daylight Time, the very large tornado that had touched down in St. Louis has now been reported in other states and major cities south of St. Louis, Missouri. This includes the following states, but are not limited to: Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Kentucky, and some parts of West Virginia. Massive damage, injuries, and fatalities have been reported in all of these states. Cities such as St. Louis, Jefferson City, Little Rock, Nashville, Charlotte, Raleigh, Columbia, Charleston, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Richmond, Memphis, and Louisville have been completely obliterated by this massive tornado. Nothing is left in these cities, except for debris. Reports have speculated that this tornado is starting to weaken, but very slowly. Wind speeds have officially reached 450 miles per hour, and its length is now 5 miles wide. A state of emergency has been declared for the entire United States due to this massive tornado that is record-breaking features nobody has ever seen before. If in the listed states, try your best as possible to evacuate the listed states. If you're not near the tornado, underground shelters are not safe for protection. This tornado has shocking 15 to 20 feet ground scouring. The president is expected to speak on all radio stations shortly. Stand by for this message. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and table stations shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has been interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information for the public in assigned areas. This is KOTV. We will continue to serve the St. Louis area. If you are not in this local area, tune into radio stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the St. Louis area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated.
This is an emergency action termination. All clear. I repeat, all clear. The largest tornado that ever struck the Midwestern United States over the last 12 hours has finally vanished out of the area. However, major cities in the Midwestern United States have been completely destroyed with nothing left but debris. Those who evacuated St. Louis are not allowed to return home, as there is literally no home to return to. West Virginia and Washington, D.C. have suffered extensive damage as well. The damage is absolutely horrifying and incredible to look at. It might take decades, if not centuries, to rebuild the cities destroyed by this phenomenon. Repeating, the tornado is gone, and everyone is free to return to their homes if they even have one. This message will now cease transmission.